Difficulties right now, so I'm sorry. I'm trying to go live on multiple things and it's not necessarily working the way that I would like for it to. So, looks like we have YouTube up, and so far I have Instagram and Facebook. Hi, guys. I'm going to share this video so that hopefully we can get some people on. Let's see. All right. Hey. Okay, guys. So hopefully you can hear me. I have on a microphone and I'm not used to wearing a microphone. And excuse my hair. I look a mess. I'm sure of it. Please make sure that you share this video with someone. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try to talk about our topic today. Um, the weather is breaking. Thank God, because I'm ready for summer. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to dive into the summer. Please let me know if you can hear me. Um, the one thing I want to talk to you guys about is protective styling. It is very important that you put your hair up, you know, especially during the summer months when you want to be cute and you're going to the beach and you're going out for vacation. But what about when it's too tight? I have been watching a lot of um, YouTube videos and a lot of looking at my feed, especially on Instagram. And I don't know if you are familiar with her, but Razor Chick on Instagram, she is amazing. And she posts a lot of videos about like hair makeovers and that sort of thing. And she basically is trying to help women who suffer from any type of hair loss, um, to help them to basically regain their confidence and help them to also have a hairstyle that works for them to camouflage some of the styles that you see, um, or some of the breakage and damage that they have from their hair. And so, one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today was braids and weaves and wigs using tape and things that are unhealthy for your hair, and preserving your edges, your hair, period. So, one thing about it that we all love is just having something different. I mean, I'm wearing a protective style right now, and I love to put my hair up and not have to worry about it and just focus on my scalp and managing that. And I know you do too, especially when it comes to the summertime and you're traveling and doing things that you love. We always like to get like braids and things like that. But what I've been seeing is just styles that have been so tight. And when I say tight, like if you can't blink, there's a problem and you need to probably speak up. And I think that's the one thing that we lose sight of is that it's our hair and we're in control of what we say goes, especially because you're paying someone. So don't lose your hair to a hairstyle. Um, One thing that I noticed a lot, especially on young girls, is that edges are super tight, especially in braids and weaves. Your hair is being pulled so tightly that the scalp is actually suffocating and it can't breathe enough to grow properly. And I know you're probably like, well, when I get braids, have I always notice that my hair is growing and I have all this new growth. That's great. However, if you notice when you take these styles down, you have all of this hair that sheds. There's actually a ring of lint, excuse me, that forms around that particular area where the braid is. And once you start to comb that out, you're going to have a comb full of hair that is shedding and that has completely broken off. Hi, Tish. That basically is your hair dying. I mean, it's coming out in that braid. So that's no longer a protective style. That's harmful to your hair. Um, I know that a lot of people, including myself, I have done this before, have gone to stylists who are African, and I'm not saying it's all of them because it's not just uh it's not just them that braid tight, it's a lot of us that braid tight as well. But the African hair braiding shops, their goal is to get everything into one braid. They don't care about um, breakage, protecting your hair. They could care less. Their goal is to get every piece of hair, including sometimes your dreams, goals, aspirations, all into that one braid. And that's why when you leave, it's so tight. It feels like you can't sleep for days because your scalp cannot breathe. That tension is very unhealthy. And so when you're thinking about getting braids, weaves, even crochets, you need to also be conscious of what you're doing to your hair and what you're putting on your hair. So, I want to give you an example of one thing that we think, oh, it's okay because I crocheted my hair. The one thing you want to stay away from is heavy hair. There are some styles out there that are extremely cute, and I think they're great, but I can sit in the middle of a mall and just walk and look at people's head, and it just, my chiropractor is on here watching, and he would love to get some of these people into his office because their neck and shoulders are taking the grunt of these weaves and styles that are so heavy. You should not have 5 and 6 packs of hair in your head. Like anytime I look at your head and it's this big, that hurts me to watch. I can only imagine what it feels like for you. So, tonight's hair talk is just about doing smart things with your hair for the summer to protect your hair, especially using um, your oils and creams and things that will help to grow your hair and not harm your hair. Also, making sure that you're not putting a lot of tension on the scalp. A lot of times we want our styles to be neat. That's great. Try to find someone that's going to help you get a style that's going to be neat and great. It may be a little tight because we do want to make sure that the braid is secure, but you also want to make sure that you're going to have hair when you're done. You don't want to take your braids out and then all your hair is gone or all your hair is thin, or, you end up with globs of hair in your hand that you probably could have saved just by being cautious. And that means saying no, get up and walk out. You're paying for someone to do your hair. There is no reason why you should suffer through having them pull your hair out and then having to wear that particular style for a long amount of time just to be in pain. Who wants to do that? So, um, The other thing I wanted to talk about too is like, I know a lot of people say, well, in the summertime, I sweat a lot. Like, what can I use on my hair when I'm using like a protective style so that I can protect it and not necessarily help have it fall out? One thing that I know a lot of people do for sure is they don't necessarily shampoo their braids or weaves, which is a very, very bad thing. Please do not neglect shampooing your hair. You can use a sea breeze bath, which consists of a spray bottle of sea breeze and spray your scalp really, really good. Let it sit and then take some water and scrub it off and just, or you can just get up under the shower and let it just run through. That will help to clear off some of the debris on your scalp. After doing that, though, you want to make sure that you are spraying your hair down and not necessarily with the aerosol type of oils. Those can be a little iffy, especially because most times they have alcohol in them. So you're not necessarily putting oils back in your hair 100%. You're probably putting more alcohol than you are oil. So you might want to go and get you something like a um, an olive oil or coconut oil and just rub it down your braids. Um, Another thing, too, is the length of time that you leave your protective style in. You do not want your style to stay longer than 6 weeks, sometimes eight, depending on the style, because what happens is your scalp gets dry, first of all. The hair tends to break. And then if you notice when you start to take down, especially like a weave, if you have braids up under your cap and you take that weave down, the smell is horrible, first of all. But the second thing you will notice is that your hair feels brittle and dry. That's because you've starved your hair of moisture. So I suggest getting styles that you can actually get to your scalp. I love crochet braids because I can access my scalp and I can oil my scalp. I can make sure that I'm properly nourishing my hair. Even though I can't get to all of it, I can get to the root of it, which is probably the most important thing. But you don't want to have a style more than 2 months. I have seen people wear weaves for 6 months, and it is heartbreaking because they sit in the chair and they cry because all of their hair is gone. And you went from having probably shoulder length hair to now it's about this long because you decided to keep a style for 6 months, or you just kept having the front redone, or or not taking it down, having it rebraided and put back in. That's okay, especially if you buy some quality hair. I'm all about reusing hair, especially when if you're going to spend $200-300 on it, go ahead and reuse it. But make sure that you take the hair down, nourish the hair before you go back to that particular protective style. So I just wanted to open the floor up and see if you guys had any questions. Um, there's so far a few of you on here. Um, I wanted this to be more like a discussion. So, hi, Clara. Hi, Tish. Hi, Auntie Van. How are you? If you have any questions for me, definitely ask. If not, then that's fine. I just want to come on here and do these Hair Talk Tuesdays and come up with topics that will help you guys to grow your hair and be great. I mean, I want you to have healthy hair practices. And if these hair talks are going to help you or help someone or kind of give you an idea of what to tell your friends, then that's what I want to do. So that's all I have for tonight. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, you can ask while we're on right now or comment below. Let me know if you have a topic in mind, something that you want me to talk about later on. I think next week I'm going to go back to some of the topic suggestions and go through. I think we're going to do the different textures of natural hair next week. So stay tuned for that. Also, there is, I'm going to be posting a video about my hair journey. Just going to talk really quick about um, what I did with my hair and why I went natural and how I'm getting it to grow, which really isn't a whole lot. I've been wearing a bunch of protective styles um and mostly because I work out a lot. But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to get off of here. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for watching. Next Tuesday again, probably either at 8:30 or maybe I'll do an actual video and I'll come back on here and we can chat it up. Bye guys.